So everything seems to be happening in terms of pace, in terms of buoyancy on the lettings market currently. If I said to you that a property last week engaged 152 emails of interest in one property in this town, it just shows you what the demand is for rental property. And I'm sure, like many other agents in the town, my only problem is getting enough stock, enough housing stock to be able to service the demand. But that picture is actually true right throughout the UK. But in Wrexham, 42%, I think I've said it before, 42% less rental properties this year than there was pre-pandemic. That is a sizable reduction in the number of rental properties, which has generated significant price increases, significant rental increases, and significant yield increases. The UK average now is £1,172 per calendar month. That's the average in the UK. In Wales, it's £965 per calendar month. And in Wrexham, it's £675 per calendar month, according to Dataloft. Now, our average is slightly above that, so we're running at an average of £725 per calendar month for rental property across our rental portfolio. And in Wrexham, 44%, quite a high margin now of high mix of type of property. 44% of all rental properties are apartments and flats, and they average out at £577 per calendar month, whereas the rest being houses, they average at £755 per calendar month. Over the last 5 years, rental prices in Wrexham, as an average, have increased by 25.7%. Major issue is the lack of rental properties. And simple economics, with the supply of properties reducing and the demand for properties remaining high, inevitably prices have gone up. Of that 25.7%, 15.1% increase was on flats and apartments, and 25% was the increase was on houses themselves. Why should you be looking to use us as your letting agency? Well, I think there are three main reasons which I hope you'll agree with me distinguish us in the level of service we are able to provide from the average letting agency. We have a dedicated property inspector employed within Belvoir Wrexham, and that person inspects every property quarterly. Every other letting agent that I'm aware of only actually inspect properties twice a year. With the new legislation that came in from the 1st of December, I do believe the risk to landlords with having twice yearly inspections has grown, certainly, and to me is completely unreasonable. So secondly, we are able to attain a far higher average rental price in Wrexham than any other letting agency. Our average rental price is now standing at £725. That is a full £50 per calendar month greater than the current average in the town itself. And third point, you'll be aware since the 1st of December that all ASTs, all assured short-hold tenancy contracts, have actually become occupation contracts. What we did, we took the novel step of issuing all our tenants with an occupational contract that was a conversion contract. This means that there is no requirement for those people to have a written statement issued individually to each of those tenants before the 1st of June to make that tenancy a legal tenancy. If you have a property which is being managed by another agent, the earlier you have the conversation, if you already haven't had that conversation, the earlier you have a conversation, to establish what steps they're taking and when to ensure that the AST has a written statement, an accurate written statement with it to legalise that contract, the better. Not doing anything is putting you in some degree of trepidation that could mean that your tenancy becomes an illegal tenancy. If that did happen, you could find that you have to reimburse your tenant for the last few months fully in terms of their rental payments that they've made to you. Now, it's now time to act on that basis. Otherwise, you may very well find that you're on the wrong side of the law as it exists now after the 1st of December.